different.
Also, we're live now. By the way, I'm about to post the link. Oh gosh, stream like.
So what type of I'm looking at Morty's AP changes for or his tight end. Like that's some
Mm-hmm.
one of a kind stuff.
He I don't understand the Matador thing. I assume the screen protector. I mean, he likes to get McCaffrey loose however he can, so he'll throw in
Yeah.
a couple slip screens a game. I'm assuming that's part of it. Um,
I
yeah,
like it. I like when people do things that are different instead of just, everyone just copying
yeah.
each other's stuff.
Looking at what you and Austin are doing, and then being like, okay, I'll do that too. Um, at everyone, Chiefs, Bengals. Had to think about that for a second. With Connor and Warren.
I think I was first on runoff elite, and then like it only works in man coverage, and so many people have it on their guys now, but not many people run man, so there's no real point.
Right.
But I've noticed like honorary lineman is pretty wild. Like they'll get some like impact blocks down the field, like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm probably. I mean, because we've seen how well my passing game's gone, I'm probably just going to put honorary lineman on all three of my receivers and Hawkinson, and then just see how they can do.
Throw a drag and you'll be like every play will be like a
Yeah,
screen
just
pass with a blocking.
just have everyone truck people.
Hmm.
Twitch and Bear League Network. All right, someone's
Do you
gonna have to
think
keep me updated. Go ahead.
is still gonna get burgered? Like is this
Is he gonna get burgered? I might need to open that real quick. 39-13. What happened? God damn. It was 26-13 like 2 minutes ago. Alright, well, we're not clicking on that anymore. I was about to say if Steel keeps this close, we can watch the end of this, but never mind. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen.
so Tahuti being the fifth seed, so Tahuti beats Steele who's a fourth, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll play either Troy Troy or I play either Troy or Cody regardless.
It's gonna be, yeah.
Or Tahuti.
Um, Duty being the 5 seed. Yeah, it's gonna depend on obviously the result of this game, and then I think what even is the other AFC game?
Well, Cody and Little, so
Oh
that'll
yeah,
be
Cody
that,
and
and
Little.
then
Okay, so yeah, it's either Cody, Troy, or Hootie. Yeah, you're right. Hi, Alan. Alan's here. Alan's here, ladies and gentlemen. Just talking real quick before we get to this game. I mean, we saw earlier, obviously, dude is in the middle of putting a whooping on Steel. 39-13 might get worse before the night's done. Is that about what you expected from this game? Did you expect Steel to put up more of a fight? Like, what were your thoughts before that game kicked off?
I mean, as much as Steele was complaining for everyone advance, I thought he'd put up more of a fight. I mean, you can't. 13 points is really bad, and I know Doherty's defense is kind of can be frustrating. But if you're just watching, Steele's just lateral the ball to no one. Doherty, he's either really good or really bad. Every game's different with him. So you really between
Sure.
these guys, you really don't know what you're gonna get. So he could have honestly went in any one of 10 directions.
Yeah, and Hootie, I mean, it's not as if Hootie played a flawless game either. We saw, I believe, 2 picks out of Kyler Murray. Didn't have the best play sequencing either, from what I could tell, on a couple of those first down or first half drives. Excuse me, some uncharacteristic kind of reckless aggression out of Hootie on a couple plays that you don't normally see, but did enough, was still able to beat him. And we were talking earlier, Dan and I were talking earlier about how there's a very clear big three in the AFC of you, Little, and Austin. You three are like by far the favorites to take the AFC and make the Super Bowl. But if anyone is going to kind of break into that big three, I mean, it's probably Hootie, I would say. I mean, do you agree, disagree with that? Like, Hootie seems to be like the next man up in terms of like who's probably most likely to make a Super Bowl after you three.
Yeah, he's kind of been on the radar, I think, from the beginning. And it's funny because if you take anyone, I mean, Cody doesn't count because him not having a quarterback for the next 2 weeks
Right.
and not only that, Roquan Smith being out as well is just like that's so brutal. Um, if King made it like with the Raiders or Cook made it with the Colts, or I don't gonna say what was he, he's whatever, but
Mm.
I would put those two over like Troy and Steele. But again, it's the playoffs are the playoffs. Like we were saying, I mean, all it takes is one fumble, one kick return, one bad read, or one lag spike on a field goal, and the game changes.
It can be real frustrating play for sure. And ladies and gentlemen, Better League Network is here for Season 4 now the playoffs. Welcome to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, where we will see 10-time Super Bowl champion Austin Repose's Cincinnati Bengals, the 2 seed, take on the 7 seed Troy's Kansas City Chiefs. I am joined by the 1 seed, the man who's finding out who he could potentially play here. Warren, the Chargers user, obviously. First off, before we get to kind of points on this game, how's it going? How we feeling?
Never better. Got some nice playoff football going on. Everyone's playing their games quick, and we'll see if this is a competitive one. We'll see how Troy comes out after his team's playing a doubleheader today after playing earlier this afternoon, and Austin coming in being one of the top dogs in the league. Let's see after his big season last year. Let's see if he can kind of keep things up.
Unsurprisingly, Mahomes coming out under center. We're going to see a lot of that. It is Isaiah Pacheco, who for a second had a room 55 with potentially a touchdown-saving tackle. There's at least one nasty streak guard on this team. We just saw a decletion there in the second level, but I'm going to be really interested to see, how much does Austin stack the box? How much does he sell out for the pass against a team that, is pretty conservative, is pretty run-heavy, but still does feature Patrick Mahomes as once again 52 laying the lumber here. Pacheco with 2 runs already takes it to midfield.
And this is, I mean, if Troy doesn't run 30 times, I would be surprised. He is, Austin's gonna have to find out real quick that everyone's gonna have to be in the box. I played Troy. He's in every division, in every league. It's just what he does. When we played earlier today, he actually came out passing it, and I was really shocked. But I mean, this is
RPO to Raji Rice,
start.
and Rice takes it for a gain of 19. You need, Austin at times is relentlessly efficient. You need relentless efficiency to match against Austin and against this Bengals defense, and so far that's what we've got. Obviously, still a very long game, only 3 plays in, but the approach from Troy has to be kind of giving Chiefs fans some hope as we have a stretch here. Isaiah Pacheco, for the first time, will get shut down. Still falls forward, but not a lot there on first down.
Yeah, I love it. And I mean, one of the things with Austin is he gives up a ton of points. He, defensively, not the best.
Sure.
So I don't know if he has run defense for this. I don't know. Look, he's, it's going to be really interesting to see how he defends this offense.
Play action for the first time all game. We're going to see a deep shot into coverage and nearly intercepted by 2 Cincinnati Bengals. A little bit, I don't want to say a panic read, but it seemed like a pre-read. It kind of like read the defense pre-snapped. Maybe thought that was going to be single coverage. Risky throw from Mahomes here. Now we have 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is a big play. You just don't want anything negative here. You want to come away with points on this drive and at least get something on the board.
Do you see this as 4 down territory here for the Chiefs?
No, Troy won't do it.
As we will have a drag here to the running back, Pacheco. Pacheco almost had the lane for the touchdown. Still gets a huge gain there on the drag route. Get guys in space, especially the speedy Kansas City Chiefs team, and let them work. And real quick, we already have a bunch of guys in the chat. Again, Alan saying I'm here. Alex saying let's go, boys. Gridiron, Morty, both in here. We appreciate you all. And this is the first of many BLN broadcasts we're going to have throughout this playoff. So I really appreciate y'all, and let's keep the viewership going as we once again have an inside zone. Pacheco didn't know which lane he wanted to hit there. Ended up taking neither of them.
Yeah, I'd like Troy to go back to under center. Just go back I form and run the ball. Austin hasn't showed he's been able to stop that. And you notice how he's trying to play it. He's going to run 3-4, kind of bring everyone into the box. And if Troy just stays patient with that running game, like you said, pick a lane and go for it, he'll be successful.
Absolutely. 2nd and goals. It looks like we're going to have another duo concept here as we have the lead blockers hit. As Pacheco almost had room. Taylor gets carried to the 1-yard line. I thought he was going to break the plan there for a second. Really nice animation for Kansas City, and now the whole playbook's open for you on 3rd and goal.
Heck of a cutback there, and again, same defense by Austin. So we'll see. 3rd and goal, big play here.
Huge plays. We have a QB sneaking. Mahomes fights through 3 Bengals and gets the touchdown.
I mean, I don't even know. You know what, though? If there's a quarterback that's going to do it, it's the postseason. It's Patrick Mahomes. That was actually insane. I'm honestly shocked that Troy just didn't run that up the middle, but when you got a quarterback who's going to break 3 tackles, and just why not?
Yeah, man. I mean, that was, to say the least, you did not normally see that animation out of QBs on the QB sneak. Normally, if they get hit, they're going backwards, but Patrick Mahomes just put the big boy pants on there and carried half the damn team almost in the end zone. Now 7-0. Austin obviously got to be a little bit annoyed about that drive, especially with Troy's offensive approach. But of course, he's been in this position plenty of times. 10-time Super Bowl champion. What are his offensive keys to the game here against this Chiefs defense?
Austin's going to dot everyone up. The thing is, if you're Troy right now, is you want to make Austin work for it. You want 10 plays. If he's going to score, make him work for it. Because the worst thing you can do is to give up an early touchdown and then, or score an early touchdown and then give one right back. You don't want them to match your momentum. You want them to kind of have to work a little bit harder. And the more plays that are being run against you is the more chances for bad things to happen to the offense.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 is Joe Burrow for the first make. Touchdown pick! Intercepted by Cook, and this will be an easy pick six. Touchdown, Kansas City.
So a worst case scenario was that. Like whatever I said, times 10 worse. Absolutely absurd. Troy needed, honestly, for Troy to have a chance in this game, needs a 14-point start, literally, for this to be competitive, and here he is. So I'm going to say it again. Make Austin work for it. Don't do anything too crazy defensively. Make him work for it. And that was just basic cover 3. I don't know what's going on with Austin. I guess because he's not playing at like 11 a.m. He might be sleepy or something.
It's very possible. Jamar Chase now with room. Chase is going to strike back here with a coast-to-coast kick return touchdown.
I mean, just put return man on Jamar Chase, and he just can't kick it. You just can't do it. You cannot. I mean, we've seen this stuff way too many times in these games where it's just like, I just say, like, don't give up an easy play or easy touchdown. He doesn't even have to run one play, and he's right back in it. It's the playoffs. Kick to the sideline. I don't care. I don't care where you're doing. You're not kicking it deep and just letting a guy run straight up the middle. That was just really bad special teams there by Troy.
Fireworks here in Paycor Stadium. We've seen a nice kind of long sustained drives by the Chiefs that ended in a touchdown. We've seen a pick six on Austin's first offensive play of the game, and then that Jamar Chase kind of flips a little bit of the momentum, which is a word I don't like to use, but he flips a little bit of the momentum back to Cincinnati here. Now Kansas City back with the ball. Still up by 7, still, again, in a really good position. And you can treat this as if you got to stop on Austin's first drive. That's pretty much where we're at right now. Yeah. You scored, you got to stop, and I have the potential to make this a 2-possession game, but obviously easier said than done, as we will have play action. As he bites on it a little bit, may eventually be coming open, although too risky, ends up going to the deeper route to Rajiv Rice, who jukes 2 men. The Cincinnati Bengals getting juked left and right here, already past midfield.
Yeah, I didn't know Trey had that in his arsenal. Great play by him. He waited an extra second, and Mahomes. I mean, this guy can throw on the run, so that's one thing he even did against me very well. So Trey will extend the play and kind of hit someone, even if they don't look so open.
Aggressive play calling here. Patrick Mahomes, good pocket presence, and it goes right past Rice for an interception. Battle takes it to the 43-yard line. I think Troy got hoed there. I mean, without replay, I'm not really sure, but that seemed rough.
Yeah, it looks like he clicked on and just didn't get an animation, but can't throw a pick. I mean, you have the best start in the history of this game, and then you have the worst 30 seconds. Just can't do it.
Joe Burrow with good pocket presence where we see him take a shot. We do not. Instead, Joe Burrow going to throw it away. No type of sheds there, but ultimately none of the receivers came open, and we're going to see a second 10 here. And yeah, I mean, again, we're over halfway through the first quarter. That is the second offense play of the game here for Cincinnati, obviously. I think Austin has really found a balance in a way that he sometimes lacked in previous cycles where he, may have struggled a little bit more, can get Cunningham going, obviously Joe Mixon in previous seasons. So it'll be fun to see what he does, although 3 straight passes, wide open corner route. T. Higgins, IRL Bengals with the first down.
Yeah, and you're going to see a lot of hot route master. Austin likes to throw a lot of posts, a lot of corners, things like that, and just, you can't take the guy that's covering him and move him inside. It's just not going to work.
Definitely not. He's going to take a 5-man blitz there. Cunningham, Jurtles right into number 54. A loss of 1 there. Chanel with the tackle. And Hootie and Cody in the chat both kind of echoing the same sentiment. Early 14-0 deficit. All Austin's going to do is just lock in even more as he drops Gay back into coverage, takes away the drag route. Good patience once again. I think had the incoming open, didn't see it, and he will once again throw it away.
I love that. One of the hardest things to do defensively or offensively is to play against a 3-man rush in all coverage. And there's a couple of people in the league that do that, and they'll just rush 3, and you have all day in the pocket. And without playmaker, a lot of times the guys just don't run to open grass.
For sure.
So you kind of get stuck in this weird spot. Good play by Troy. Blitz on first down, play coverage on second down.
Play coverage, and we're sending the house here on third down again. Wide open corner route. T. Higgins will not be caught.
Austin's such a try hard. He's RBing like to speed burst into the end zone. Like, relax. I don't think he needs to do that. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's paying a MUT guy to play his game for him or something. But 14-14 tie game. I mean, Troy had the ball, was moving the ball through the pick. I mean, just if he just stick to what works. You're not a good passer. You're never going to be a good passer. Run the ball, run play action, right? Like
Yeah.
you got to stick to your game. In the playoffs, sometimes people, like you said, momentum. It's you don't want to give it to your opponent. You want to play your game. To do what got you there. You didn't get there by going, trips, play action crossers. It's just not your deal. So let's see what Troy does. Now that the game's back to normal, tie game. Let's see. He's probably gonna go back to his regular scheduled offense.
Looks like it, yeah. We saw a lot of over-aggression from Troy on the last drive as he takes away the pass. Pacheco going to cut up, not a lot. This Bengals D-line, it's not like one of the absolute best in the league, like most feared in the league, but it's still, it's up there. It's really, really tough, and, Pacheco's going to need to get the lanes all day here if Troy wants to have a chance of winning this game, especially with his run-heavy styles. We're going to have, it looks like for the third straight time, a 2-6 duo concept. Pacheco with not a lot, and now Kansas City potentially in deep trouble up against it.
Yep, Austin knows cover four better run fits. He's kind of settled into his run defense, and big third down here from Troy.
Huge third down is for the first time Patrick Mahomes and company going to come out 5 wide again. Not the best play calling in the world. I think we had an illegal contact there. Rajiv Rice with a really nice post right for the first down, as yes, Logan Wilson did run into one of those shallow receivers there. Gain of 20.
That's one of the best feelings in the game. You see that pound, that flag come out, you're like,
yep.
all right, I'm just gonna chuck something.
You can chuck it up, yeah. Good read by Troy on a third down. I thought he was going to have that corner coming open. Instead, Isaiah Pacheco was going to try to juke a man. Good click on by Austin, kind of brings Greg Bad a little more inside there. Approaching the end of the first quarter, and I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting a blowout in this game, but Troy's making some moves here on offense. I like his general approach. I don't really feel as if the interception was his fault necessarily. We'll see if he can keep it going. There's we're going to read option. Isaiah Pacheco fights off one man, gain of 3. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm shocked that Austin ran pinch bug 0 against like a 3 receiver set. If Troy got that flat pass out quicker, he could have had a bigger play there. But just didn't recognize it quick enough. But again, Austin's defense is, he runs a lot of different things, and he started to mix in a lot of cover 4, probably because he plays the Hootie, twice a year. And kind of sees how that works. But Austin again, he runs very simple defenses, very simple coverages, nothing too crazy. But he has the potential to really mix it up and confuse the offense.
Yeah, the pre-snap looks by Austin are really, really tough to diagnose. Like you said, he'll throw out all sorts of alignments at you. It's really, really tough to kind of know what's going on play to play. And, we see situations like this where he's really stacking the box, kind of baiting Kansas City, baiting Troy into a potential deep shot here. We'll see what he's able to do. Eye for him, he just drops back. 3-man rush gets bagged up. Really nice in-route wall with the possession catch. Nice read by Troy and another first down.
That's so wild. He could have just ran it for 2 yards. That was the most difficult way to get a first down. Great read, great play. I'm impressed by that play with Troy on that read.
Really nice read, yes. Once again, under center here. So we're going to have a straight-up dive here, Pacheco, with not a lot, although, again, it's the Madden 24 animations. It seems like not as much as, the first and second season, but it seems like these running backs love to fall forward, and we saw that there. Getting a 6 for Pacheco.
Yeah, and if Troy's noticing this, it's cover 4 drop, so he should be able to hit these flats, or run intermediate outs or, comebacks against, this defense. Anytime he's in 2 back, Austin's running the same defense.
A little bit of misalignment there by the outside corner, but will not matter. The backup running back, Keaton, with his first rush, gain of 6. And, I thought there was a potential with the kick return touchdown from Jamar Chase and then, a quick interception, quick touchdown from Cincinnati. I thought there was a potential for Troy to panic a little bit and just keep getting aggressive as we have play action here. No one's open, although he pulls off of Pacheco there, does Austin trying to cover the deep crosser. Gain of 2. But I thought there was a potential for Troy to panic, but he's doing a really good job of sticking with what he knows here.
It's funny because he's more comfortable in a close game than being up 14. And I say that as someone, if you're not typically in those situations, you don't know how to handle those situations. And it just comes with, with time and experience.
3-man rush, wide open shot to Pacheco. Touchdown, Chiefs!
Wow. I wasn't even reading cover 2 on defense. I don't know. He must have fat fingered that one. Oof, wide open. And I don't know if that was a hard flat or what that corner was doing, but good recognition by Troy. And again, Austin just sitting in that cover four and just that had to be a bad hot route on defense, but it doesn't matter. Troy, honestly, that drive should have been the drive 2 drives ago, but instead he made it so difficult on himself. But to your point, yes, great drive by Troy. He really kind of locked back in, but now that he's got the lead again, let's see, kind of see what he does, and now he's got to, should have a decent read on what Austin wants to do. Is he going to try to take it away, or what's his game plan going forward on defense?
Really nice bounce out of Troy. Troy, bounce is something I talk about on way too many of these BLN streams, but I like the general approach, and this is an interesting setup against against a trips look here, but it looked like he was kind of using that outside guy to try to prevent what could have potentially been an RPO. 2nd and 6, and yeah, I mean, I continue to be very impressed by Troy. I mean, he's done a good job of kind of withstanding that lightning strike almost by these Cincinnati Bengals, and he did the best he could there. Now Joe Burrow with not a lot of room has nothing and goes down the cloud with the sack, kind of ran into his own left tackle there. 3rd and a lot here, and even the Austins of the world, this is not the situation you want to be in.
I love this defense by Troy. He really is just, again, basic coverage, but he's just taking a rusher and putting him to coverage. And if you don't see it a lot, you're not used to playing against it.
Wide open curl route to Ali, and Ali with his first catch of the game. Those Austin curl routes are 3rd and long or something you need to look out for, and he's very unpredictable with who he puts on that curl route. Sometimes it's the outside receiver, sometimes it's the slot receiver, and that's just really, really hard, especially against that zone look here. So we have a wide open inside zone here. Cunningham with room. Cunningham with a gain of 9. Now that's so backbreaking to give that up on 3rd and 14.
Troy's gonna be kicking himself. What are you even using? You're dropping back to that spot, and then you're just gonna what are we doing there? It's one of those routes where you're like, there's no way he's gonna throw this because it's not open, and
right.
It was thrown. It's one of those. That's a tough one.
A lot of 3-man rushes here as we have an out route for the first time. Kilmer, the tight end, will take it for a huge gain all the way to the 33-yard line. And this is where you start to think about the time a little bit, not in terms of Austin's ability to score, because he's got plenty of time for that, but in terms of limiting Troy's opportunity to get the ball back and have a potential drive going into halftime here. We'll see what he's able to do as we have an RPO. Cunningham with not a lot of room, although good speed there to prevent the D end getting in. 2nd and inches.
Yeah, and one of the things that Troy does is he spams RB to strip the ball more than anyone I've ever played. So he puts his defenders in bad positions to kind of get ran around. But there's also been games where I've seen him force 2-3 fumbles. So that's something that we're gonna have to keep in mind. And if he forces a fumble on a strip, I would not be surprised.
Don't hate the approach against, a quote-unquote better user in Austin. Sometimes you want to go kind of high variance where, yeah, you may give up more chunk plays, but if you can force 1 or 2 turnovers, it might be worth it, instead of getting dinked and dunked down the field. Easy inside zone there to pick up the first down, and now trips to the left again. Joe Burrow making a series of adjustments. Has been, again, relatively balanced. Seen a good pass run blind here. So he gets trapped on the D-line. Wide open corner route. Higgins with his 2nd touchdown.
I mean, this is awful defensive coverages by both these guys. They like to run cover 4 and completely ruin the defensive coverage. I don't know what that was. I saw a corner going to a cloud flat or something. Austin's shown he's going to throw corner routes when it's there, and pretty much he gave him the free touchdown. Both of them in the red zone gave up a free touchdown. So I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know if it's just everyone's fat fingering everything or what. But Troy's got 2.5 minutes to kind of put together a drive, and if you're Troy, get 3 points and run the clock. You do not want to give Austin the ball because he's just going to throw 7 curls and go right down the field on you. So you want to kind of, use the clock, but also you have to come away with points.
Yeah. I'm okay with getting a field goal here if it's as the half of it is expiring here. Yeah. You do not want to give Austin the ball back whatsoever. And I'll get to who is in the chat here real quick as we have, again, another play action look. Might take that shot. He does not. Instead, Patrick Mahomes just gets that throw off. Arguably could have been a fumble, but they call it an incomplete pass. And real quick, Little, Alex, Ben, Seamass, Cody, Dan, Gridiron, Iron, Morty, King, Wozy, Cloud, all of y'all are in here watching some playoff football with us on BLN, and I most certainly appreciate that. He will give Austin a little bit of his own medicine back. Corner route goes for a big first down.
Why did that was an out that ran super deep. That was so odd. Troy really fortunate that he ran the route like that. Good play by him though. And
Mhm.
we're seeing again Austin run very, very basic coverages, cover three shells, just 3-4, and just things like that. Where this is so I score is 21-21. Neither of these guys bring pressure. Neither of them really challenging the offense. Just kind of letting them kind of do what they want.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw some, one arguably fluky interception out of Kansas City, and then other than that, it's just been hyper efficient from both users, and I've been very, very impressed. RPO there goes for a gain of about 11, and yeah, like you said, at this point, the clock is just as much of a factor as actually putting points up on the board. You do not want to give Austin the ball back, but I don't think it's necessarily in Troy's head so far. Isaiah Pacheco has a couple nice jukes. He'll take it for a gain of 9. 11 for 72, almost 7 a pop here for Pacheco.
If I'm Troy, I'm not passing ever again. There's no reason. He can run the ball well. There's no reason for him to pass the ball. Like, just run right up the middle, get your 5 yards, and keep it moving.
Yeah, it hasn't really mattered what is Pacheco with
I
some
take it back. I take back
interesting
everything. That was
interesting
like,
cuts there. I mean, he had the outside blocking in my opinion, but didn't get it. Instead, 3rd and 3, and there is an argument if he gets stopped here to going for this.
and Austin running crossfire 3 plays in a row, so the mid chat's going to be pretty popping, with this with this defensive play calls. And we see right there goes right to quarters, cover 4, and Troy with a little dump off for the first down. Hey, this is the drive he needs.
This is exactly the drive he needs. Under a minute left, still with all 3 timeouts, so some nice flexibility here. If you're Patrick Mahomes and company, 4 wide receivers on the field, although it will be an inside zone. Pacheco with some nice juking. Good user tackle there by Wilson, and little surprised we're not seeing one of those timeouts now, but Kansas City letting the clock run.
Yeah, and anytime you see a hot route to a slot guy, like you just assume it's on a zig route. I was shocked that it was a run play. Um, but yeah, I don't know what Troy's doing with this clock management.
As
But
we
I
have
like
a
it.
stretch Pacheco with nothing, 18 seconds. I mean, I thought he was about to not call timeout again, but 3rd and 7. I mean, playing for the field goal maybe, which feels a little bit like overly conservative here in this situation, but I don't completely hate it if that's what he's doing. Coming out at 5 wide though, it's interesting. Would almost suspect him to run the ball again here. Patrick Mahomes will once again drop back, zig route wide open. Rajiv Rice will take it for the first down and out of bounds. 13 seconds, 2 timeouts, and more importantly, moves the chains as we have 5 gifted subs from King Morty, aka My Goat. Gifts a sub to Yo Juice, to Dehootie, to Austin, to BTG86, and to Warren. Warren, why are we not subbed, baby? What's going on?
Um, I'm on my I'm on my demon stuff right now. I don't know. Thanks, Morty. You're a real pal, and that's really generous of him to.
See, will step up, post shot to Rice, and he takes it to around the 2 or 3 yard line, and now 9 seconds left, 1 timeout. I mean, we were talking about the clock management early, but he may have played this perfectly here potentially.
Yeah, geez, what do I know? This is what I was going to do with Mac Jones in my game earlier today. Just didn't have the opportunity. Troy with his super ideal drive,
Absolutely,
like literally perfect clock management. I didn't think he had a 5 wide dot. I was wrong.
Halfback base Pacheco with not a lot, and now last time out, ball on the 1 yard line. Do you try? I mean, you can pass this, I think, pretty safely, knowing that worst case scenario, you can just throw it out of the back of the end zone, and that's what he's going to do, coming out in 5
Watch
wide.
the quarterback scramble. He ran this against me and ran
Watch
it with
QB
Mahomes.
scramble, 3-man rush. As Patrick Mahomes is not allowed. Gotta watch the time. He did not. As Hardison gets in, and after a beautiful drive from Troy, he fucks it all up in one play, and that's going to take us to halftime.
And this is the difference between a good user and a Troy. Like Austin is giving you this game. Austin literally loaded up his Madden and said, "You know what? I'm gonna throw," and he is throwing, and Troy cannot take advantage of it. 3 points there, a touchdown, a kick return, things like that. Like this is so disheartening. And again, when I say like it comes with experience, it really is like being in situations of like must-win games. You get used to kind of like what you can and cannot do in situational football, but really, really poor. Like just take the 3. But again, like the whole clock management thing was the key part there. You had 9 seconds, 1 timeout. Really, just maybe shouldn't have ran so much, or I don't know. That was brutal.
I'm speaking user who I lost my last 2 games by a combined score of 90-6. Okay, so I am aware of that as I say this, but you have to have the plan going into this one. Is Joe Burrow once again with all days he gets screamed at, almost got sacked, but that's a situation where you have to know. Okay, you have read A, you have read B, and if neither of them are open, you're immediately pressing that right stick, you're throwing it away, and you're taking your three. Or if you want to get aggressive, you can at least load up for another play. But just way too long there. Mahomes holding the ball, and then yeah, I mean even a three-man rush was going to get in eventually. But just got to get a stop, got to respond here. Second and 10 as he will drop back. Joe Burrow steps up, good pocket navigation there, makes it a very easy 3rd and inches.
Yeah, Troy's play call. I mean, 5 hitches is just not. It's tough because like someone may be open, but it's hard to read 5 guys on the field at one time.
Yeah.
With the clock running down. That's a hey, if my first read's not there, just click in the right stick, throw it away, and just take the 3. But he ran that play against me, and he scrambled, and you saw him trying to move around in the pocket. That was his thought.
Drops back, threw it into coverage, although Bolton not able to come down with it. Little rough there as that seemed blanketed, but Kilmer, the tight end, able to get a contested catch and the first down.
Yeah, Troy probably would have liked to get a pick there. That was similar to the read he had that got picked a little shorter, but
yeah,
still like that was in coverage. But that's how the game works.
Lives to see another day as Joe Burrow's going to kind of navigate his way to the right, takes a deep shot up, has the room. Cunningham is all alone.
Every cover 0, Troy's got absolutely dotted on his head and doesn't change. If you can't like cover 0 and not have pressure, you got to bring the guys. Really weird play call, and that corner blitz has got to be thrown out of the playbook immediately. Great read there by Austin, and just I don't know who that white linebacker was, but obviously not fast enough.
Not fast enough to cover the running back now. Something like 92, 93 speed, did not have the juice. And now for the first time all game, Cincinnati has a lead. We'll see how Troy responds. I mean, he's put together a couple nice drives in, quote-unquote pressure situations already. Such as when Austin went on that quick 14-0 run in the first quarter. But this is a different animal. Down by 7 against the 10-time Super Bowl champion. We'll see what Kansas City is able to do here. But, yeah, I mean, would obviously like to see him kind of reestablish the run. Austin really has not had an answer for it yet. It's mostly been Troy stopping himself, honestly. Missing a couple lanes is we're going to get, it looks like the exact opposite of that as he's setting up for a deep shot, potentially. See, there's 2 posts out there. This is interesting as he is going to have RB coming open. Hits RB, Rashee Rice, with a nice animation gain of 23, first down, Kansas City.
I mean, Austin's running a lot of cover 3 against these formations, and Troy's ran that concept like 4 times now, and it's been open pretty much every time but once. So
again, hyper aggressive play call to come out, and although it looks like he is audible in here, as we have kind of just a power out concept. Has to get Pacheco with room. Pacheco with a first down and more. Pacheco with only one man to beat as he tries to shove Taylor Britt off and not able to. Biggest run of the day by far for Pacheco as he breaks the century mark.
Troy. Like, this is annoying because he's moving the ball at will and just literally giving the game away. But he's got to put this ball in the end zone now. This is getting ridiculous.
Has to, is once again stopping the pass there is Cincinnati and is Austin. Pacheco, did the most he could there, able to get a gain or 2. But like you said, I mean, it is a lot of cover 4 from Austin, really trying to get this run fits, really trying to kind of play the run first. Despite that, Pacheco still with 112.
Look at Troy's left tackle. This dude's got 2 black arm sleeves on. He deserves to lose because of what the hell am I
Isaiah Pacheco with room. He'll take it to the 4-yard line. I did not notice that. Trey Hendrickson going down, and that's
number 71 on this. Oh my God, Troy, what the hell? I can't.
Oh my God, I did not notice that. That's tough. Coming out goal line on the 3.5-yard line. This is interesting, but
wait.
Not a ton of respect here. His power O here. Pacheco, unsurprisingly, does not get a lot there.
He's not. It's Jedrick Wills, who's not white, but still, though, it's with those arm sleeves. Like, Troy spent his time going in and editing those 2 arm sleeves. That's a psycho move.
I might give everyone on my team 2 arm sleeves now. Just really try to throw off my opponents. So we have play. And no, excuse me, it's not play action! Burned me there with that one, but that is a touchdown for the Chiefs.
Yeah, cover 4 drop, and he just stacks the line, and against that you're not gonna be able to run outside. The weaknesses of the middle. Austin doesn't have inside stuff, so if Troy just literally holds the up button on that run, you can get 4 yards every time, and that was a great audible by him. And we're tied at 28, and he's kicking right down the middle again.
It's been a lot of that same concept, halfback blast, 2-6 duo, power O, just like very similar concepts that have just gashed Austin all day long. And I mean, tell me if you're seeing something that I'm not. It doesn't seem as if Troy's doing a ton of like IDing the mic, double teaming anyone. He's just kind of like running right at Austin, and so far Austin has not really had a response for it. The only person who's stopped Troy so far is himself, and we'll see whether Austin's able to kind of make those adjustments as we move. I am very scared about this defense. With this being man coverage, I mean, Higgins over there might be wide open, although he tries his best to take it away. Yep, wide open to Higgins as the like fourth corner route that's burned Troy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You live and you learn. So the I'm checking Jedrick Wills. Some pictures he's got sleeves, some pictures he doesn't have arm sleeves. So I mean, it may have been defaulted. Uh, this is really important.
I'm going with the narrative of Troy went in and gave Cedric Wills those arm sleeves. That's way
Yeah, he
more.
let his kid mess around with all the guys' equipment and stuff like that. But yeah, Troy did not backing down. He's like he's going right back to man coverage. I mean, Austin could just come out in four wide and just double corner route him to death, and we might be seeing that shortly.
It's very possible, yeah. Double A gap actually shutting down inside zone, which is something you don't see a whole ton of. But regardless, Joe Burrow and company will drop back. Setting some flats here is Joe Burrow. I don't see anyone. Look out, dangerous read! Jamar Chase hits him in both hands, but I think it was the bump from earlier caused that incompletion, and now 3rd and 8 here. Opportunity for Chiefs.
He got torched on that same type of play, with that running back on that Wheeler, the streak last time, and he went right back to it. But we'll see. Big 3rd down here for both people. If Austin gets 1 yard, I think he goes for it. I think this is Austin's just gonna, he's got 2 plays, he can get 8 yards.
Huge 3rd down. We got 17 people in here, and I appreciate you all as he will once again do the thing where he drops back a guy as he will does not get the 4th down, or first down, excuse me, although we know damn well 4th and inches Austin's going for it. I would hope that all 32 users in the league would go for it in this situation, but we'll see what happens here. I think that may have been a run commit, but it will not matter. Cunningham able to get the yard he needed.
Yep, Troy's giving Austin a fight. I don't think we've seen this. If you told me it was a tie game, halfway through the 3rd, I'd be kind of surprised. But the next 15 IRL minutes is going to tell a big story, and we don't know which way it's going to go yet.
No clue, absolutely no clue, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if Troy's able to kind of keep doing his thing as he will again send that corner blitz and it gets through, but again corner route wide open to Kilmer, and Kilmer breaks some ankles there and takes us to the 11. I mean, corner, and it is destroying Troy here.
Austin's running my plays. It's funny because him, Cody, and I kind of run a few of the same plays, but we all run it a little bit differently. The corner routes have just been the Achilles heel for his defense.
Inside zone to Cunningham. He'll get all the way to the 1 yard line. 2nd and 1. Whole playbook open for you. I mean, if this ends in anything but 7 points, I'll be very surprised.
I like this defense. Just come out and just get risky with it.
Flats. Yep, got to do something here. As we have an inside zone off the RPO, Cunningham with not a lot in the... we're seeing a lot of the... You were talking earlier. We're seeing a lot of those tackle battles. We're seeing a lot of, broken initial tackles from Cunningham, etc. Like, I would continue to not be surprised if we see a fumble at some point here, especially with how much Troy likes to go for those RB strips.
Yeah, and one thing I'm really noticing, like I said before, was unconventional defense. Austin, you don't see 60 out jacks when you're in trips on the goal line. You don't really know how to beat it. So things like that, where Troy's running these weird defenses where Austin's not familiar, with as much, and it's been giving him a little bit of trouble.
Watch the zig here to Jamar Chase. Gotta watch those outbreaking routes.
Please hard flat him.
Yeah. Hard flat him, user, and do something, as now he has a huge numbers disadvantage there on the right side. And then this is that play. No, it's Joe Burrow. It's really should have gone for the screen there, in my opinion. I mean, it was 3 blockers against 1, and that is a huge win for Troy here, forcing him to 3 points.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't throw that. Troy's user, he looked like he was going to go for it, but I mean, Austin hasn't shot away from it yet. When you're in the red zone, things are a little bit tricky, but
yeah.
Austin audible to that play, and Troy made the right adjustments.
If he has thrown that, and that's a play that I use a lot. That's a play that I've seen, guys like Dehudi use a lot. A couple others too, but that's a play where if you have the numbers advantage over there with the blocking, you're getting really nice lead blocking every time, and you're going to be able to, sell your way, dance your way into the end zone. But that is I said I'll be shocked if we saw anything but 7 points, and color me shocked because Kansas City with the stop, and now 31-28 Kansas City, with the potential here to reclaim the lead as we're going to have an aggressive play call here, takes an immediate shot to the drag route. Callaway breaks a tackle, and Patrick Mahomes with a really, really nice stat line, one that Troy I think is going to be proud of.
Yeah, and I mean, Troy really could use that 3 points before half right now.
And ladies and gentlemen, put your fours in the chat. Put your fours in the chat as it is 31-28 Cincinnati. Troy setting himself up for what could potentially be one of the biggest playoff upsets of this cycle so far, as we've again another one of those halfback blast concepts. Pacheco fighting people off of him. 20 for 120. That's 6 yards a pop. 5 yards there on the inside zone.
Yeah, Austin doesn't have run defense. This is what we just learned. But it doesn't matter. It's just who's going to make that clutch play, and we know Austin's more than capable of dropping his nuts and making it happen.
All it takes is one, as Patrick Mahomes once again drop back. I don't see anyone open. Risky read, although Wall able to click on and undercut the DB. I think that was the worst read he's made all day, but still able to get a nice chunk play off of it.
Yeah, I thought that was picked. He got the highlight, the knockout. He just didn't knock out because he didn't touch him. Wow.
Oof.
Great play by Troy. I didn't know he had that in his arsenal either.
A little scary, yeah. Little scary. The interception wasn't his fault. That arguably should have been intercepted, so maybe the ball don't lie, as though we have a wide open dig right here. Rasheed Rice with room. Rice trying to beat the whole Bengals team. He does not, but again, another big gain. Saw, I think, what Austin's user did, taking away the bubble screen and just attacked where the user wasn't.
This is wild. He didn't juke. He had a touchdown there. They're both really forcing the person to kind of think twice, and that's why you're kind of seeing these these big plays.
So we have straight up Forverse takes a shot, intercepted by Wilson, throws it right to the user, and that is the worst possible time to make your worst read of the game.
Yeah, I don't know why you're not under center running the ball up the middle. It's cover 4 or whatever the crossfire blitz is. I mean, that's wild.
The play calling's been so good all game. The poise from Troy's been so good all game, and then we get that as we have again a read option here. Joe Burrow with not a ton of room, able to outrun Chenal, gets thrown out of bounds, but he is still healthy, fortunately for Cincy.
Yes, jeez. And Troy going right back to a cover 0 with no pressure, no blitz, no press, nothing. Just let's see what Austin's got.
Might have not been aware there that, if you're Troy, might not have been aware that Logan Wilson has Lurker. Might not have seen it as Cunningham with not a ton. Still able to get the first down, and now, of course.
An awful read by Troy. And so one of the things I noticed, off rip, the left of screen corner jammed the dude into, absolutely Narnia. So that maybe that was a read and he panicked, but you got to be more composed in there. That's 6 points he left minimal on the board in the red zone.
Yeah. Really, really tough. Could be a very different game here. As Joe Burrow once again with good pocket presence, ends up taking the dump off. Christ, my speaking gets worse and worse as these broadcasts go on. But gain of 9, time keeps running, and Kansas City got to holding the 3 here. We're gonna stop. We'll see if we can.
Let's see. Troy RB button about to break. Let's see how many times he's gonna spam this on the next couple of plays.
Once again, we'll send the house here. As we saw 51. Kind of bring his fist back. We know that was an RB tap, but Cunningham's starting to make things happen in the passing game as well already with that deep shot touchdown, 5 for 94. I mean, he might be. It's either him or T. Higgins are the leading receiver on the game for Cincinnati so far. We'll see what Troy's able to do here again. Under 5 minutes remaining. Joe Burrow audibling into an obvious cover 3 here is Troy, and we'll see what type of adjustments Joe Burrow has to that as he drops Allen back. Doesn't have a ton open, although it does have the drag. Kilmer with a gain of 5.
I still like Troy's defense. I think he's playing Austin really, really well because Austin's not getting his first read. Right. Troy's kind of jumping into that, but Troy needs to hand the controller off for someone on offense. But his defense has really been doing really well.
He's done a solid job here as he screams at the inside zone, not able to take him down there, and what could have been a loss of 2 turns into a gain of 4. 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 8 are very different things if Troy's able to get a tackle there.
And if Troy can hold him to the 3 here and he's got a drive for the ages, that'd be a nice way to kind of kick off the wild card weekend.
Coach's decision still in play here for Austin. He has yet to use it, and we'll see what he's able to do here as he gets stuck on the D-line. No, not an open quarterback. Excuse me. I didn't even see Cook back there. Swats it away, 4th and 2, and we're going to see some aggression here out of Cincy.
Wow, he didn't have anything to kind of take that safety away, and that was a hard flat too. Wow, yeah. I think the left of the screen probably was open, but great play by Troy there.
Oh gosh. Trips to the left. Obviously, you're worried about the RPO here. You're worried about getting hit by one of those corner routes. He will get hit by a corner route from Mark Chase, wide open. I mean, if I knew it was coming, then I hope Troy knows it was coming.
Yeah, I know this is like super advanced with this, but if you like flat drop that to like 15 and then just pretend like he's dropping off, you could bait that. That's still a tough play. I mean, Austin's good. He knows what he's doing.
As he will take a drag route once again to back up Thompson. And again, conservative carrying is not on for these Cincinnati Bengals. And really, I mean, we've seen a goal line stand already here from Kansas City, but you can't really hope for two of those here if you're Troy. So gotta gotta do your absolute best to force turnover here. We'll see what he's able to do. As we will go to the dump off here. T. Higgins with a little bit of room. Higgins takes it to the 4-yard line. Kansas City in deep trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, Troy is not hard flatted once in this game, and Austin is the first person who will throw a flat and turn that into 20 yards on you. So like, that's an adjustment you gotta make at some point. You can't just have these guys in buzz zones.
So yeah, 60 out Jags again here, and you got to think that Austin, you give him the same look a second time, you got to think he's got something for that. But see what he's able to do. Instead, he's going to do an inside zone. Cunningham with not a lot takes it to the 2.
If you're Austin, if this comes down to fourth down, you're going for it, right? I know we're two
Yeah,
plays
yeah,
away,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god.
100% I am, because worst case scenario, if you get stopped, you're forcing Kansas City to drive, 98 yards. Although, I mean, I guess a field goal still in play, but yeah, given the game situation going forward, again, 60 out Jacks. I mean, it's worked twice. We'll see if it can work a third time. As we shall see what Austin has for that. It's going to be a touch pass here to Higgins. Higgins with not a lot of room.
Ooh,
Third and goal, as you
he
saw
almost
the
got
same
a
thing
punch
I
out on
did.
that.
Almost got a punch out.
Oh
Yep.
my god. I 60 out Jack's got Austin in a fucking pretzel. he, he doesn't know what I love this. This is my new defense now. It's so annoying because you expect to get just pressured because you think it's goal line, and you don't want to just snap throw something because you don't know who's in a hard flat or who's manned up because you're just not used to seeing it. But wow,
For the first time,
this is really funny.
not coming out in 60 out Jacks here. So we're going to have a straight inside zone. Cunningham again with no room gets stuck at the 2-yard line, and I agree with you. I think we're going to see aggression, and knowing Austin, we're going to see aggression here. He wants to seal this game.
You notice guys getting tackled at the goal line, and that's coded into the game, like the first down and the goal line thing, because like when you have like reach for it or whatever it is, how it like it only activates when there's like a stop. It's a weird thing, but the game is programmed so there's tackles are differently at the goal line and at first down. So that's kind of why it's harder to get in those tackles. They don't fall forward there.
Does this to you speak to? I mean, we've seen 2 goal line stands here from Troy. Does that decision in your mind speak to a lack of confidence from Austin, or does he just think that Kansas City is not going to be able to drive and score a touchdown here?
I mean, he did it at the end of the first half. He just didn't get the points.
Right.
We know Troy's capable. I mean, you think, okay, 2 minutes. Troy's gonna have to put together a long drive. I mean, Austin with 20 seconds and one timeout can get into field goal range, but you're putting the ball. You're giving Troy a chance to win the game, regardless. I think Austin probably will get a stop, but you're giving him a chance, and yeah, we've seen crazy things happen.
85 yards to pull off what could be one of the biggest upsets of the cycle so far, as Mahomes is going to go to a very nice double move there, that stick and nod concept for a big gain, and taking their time here. You can run the ball once or twice here for Kansas City. There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Yeah. And the thing is, Troy doesn't have dots. He doesn't have plays. So, like, he's going to run the same 3 things he ran the first half. You just have to,
Play action shot to Joe. Oh gosh.
he threw a pick on that already. Like I said, he doesn't have these plays outside of, this is why he runs the ball a lot.
As now he will hand it off, and Pacheco with room. Pacheco takes it past midfield and out of bounds, and that's why I was saying, you can run the ball. Austin completely kind of caught with his pants down there. Is huge gain. Is that you can kind of breathe a bit of a sigh of relief here for.
Do you go out of bounds there, or do you keep it in and keep the clock running?
Now got out of bounds, I think. Oh my goodness, Pacheco's room again. Pacheco on an inside zone will hit again. This time he stays in bounds. Yeah, you can start to think about that here a little bit if you're Kansas City. I'm not really sure what I would do, but you can start to think about that.
When I said Troy shouldn't pass the ball again in the first quarter, I was not kidding. His strength is running the ball. Like he can do it under center. He can do it from shotgun. He can do it from two running, two backs. He can do it from single back. Great couple of play calls there by Troy.
And 2 straight times, yeah, just really nice lane recognition, really nice play calls we're going to have. Again, another inside zone. This time, there is absolutely nothing. Pacheco stood up and thrown down there by 98. No huddle. Kansas City taking their time.
we're going to see this game come down to like a jump ball to Rasheed Rice or something
Oh
absolutely
Lord.
wild. This
Oh
this could be a
Lord.
classic.
We could, yeah. I mean, Evans is over there. We've not seen him like barely be used at all this game, but that is a jump ball
Yeah.
threat if it comes down to it. 25 seconds now already. I was about to say, yeah, out route wide open. Evans gets his feet down, takes it to about the 13-yard line.
This is the worst case scenario for Austin. But again, Austin's been in this situation 2 million times,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is the season comes down to it. This is where the experience rules. Let's see if Troy can take this
Absolutely.
next step, with this drive.
21 seconds for the rest of your lives. Here's Patrick Mahomes with not a lot open as he will go down, back-breaking sack there. I'm probably spiking this, honestly, as he will spike it. And now, there will be one play to determine the outcome of this game. Oh my goodness.
This is what we're here for. This game could have went in a number of directions, and I'm glad it brought us to this game. Comes down 2 seconds
Absolutely.
left. Troy's going to
Absolutely.
throw a blind ball into the end zone and just try to get lucky. And let's see if Austin's using the right guy. I mean, there's a lot of variables in this, and we've seen Madden do some crazy stuff. So let's see, what they both got up their sleeve.
Both users' seasons on the line here, unsurprisingly, coming out in 5 wide is Patrick Mahomes and
If he
company.
doesn't streak A, I'm going to lose my mind.
One play. One play for the rest of our lives here as he will drop back, takes a shot, and that's not even close. Intercepted by Taylor. Britt, as that is the ball game. Troy gave it his best shot, but ultimately, the 10-time Super Bowl champ moves on.
Jeez. That was a heck of a game by by both people. It did not go how I expected it to whatsoever. We saw some good, we saw some bad, we saw some ugly, and man, anything that comes down to the last play, they're both
Yeah.
Austin's big sigh of relief, and Troy put up a good game, a good fight.
Really good game, yeah. Really good game from both guys, honestly. I mean, I went into this expecting like a 3-possession blowout. So I'm impressed by Troy able to kind of keep it together. Obviously, a couple really nice goal line stands, which you do not base everything on. Is that as we look at this, maybe that kind of like more outside vertical there on the right side, but tough to say. I mean, you can play hindsight.
There's no good route there. You have to hit like a deep dig or something.
Yeah.
You can't be throwing a post to a running back or whatever it is into a safety. Like if you look at how he's running it back, if you have Pacheco on a deep end, he can get behind that linebacker. So you have to draw Austin's user away and hit a backside something. You're not gonna be able to just. He was the least open guy in the field. But like I said, Troy doesn't have a dot for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised. But still, I mean, good effort. Seriously.
Man, great effort. We'll see if either of them get in here for post game, but hell of an effort by Troy ultimately. Austin, just a little bit too much. I mean, really, the only time he got stopped was when it was, a goal to go situation. That was the only time Detroit could really get a stop, and the pick six, obviously, to start the game. But got to give Austin his credit. He moves on, and he's just as much of a threat to win the Super Bowl as anyone.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great game. I mean, why not kick off Wild Card Weekend with the, we don't count Steel's game, but we kick it off with a nail biter coming down to the last play. But again, credit to both users on this game. Troy played up to his potential. Austin played down a little bit, but at the end of the day, a win's a win and a loss is a loss, so it doesn't really matter.
Yep. That's all that matters. Yeah, no one cares if it's by 3 or by 30. You just got to move on. And yes, Alex saying what I was about to say. 22 viewers for the end of this game. For the wild card round, that is a lot of viewers, and I appreciate y'all for making Better League and making BLN so special. But Warren, we're about to cut things off. We're about to transition kind of to our second game of the BLN doubleheader, which is Bucks versus 49ers, Dan versus Morty. Real quick, I just want your thoughts on that game, and then if you want to give a prediction or not, the choice is yours.
I don't I don't know. Again, they're both more than capable of winning that game. If Dan gets a little too hot rod happy with the stupid route combos, then he's going to lose. But Dan needs to come out and have a good first half and not rely on having to come back. At the same time, Morty just has to stick to his game plan and kind of do what he does best, get McCaffrey involved. And Dan's defense is at times awful. So he really, it's going to come down to, it's going to be an offensive, firepower game. So someone's got to make a play defensively, and it should come down to the fourth quarter.
I truly, of all 6 of the wildcard games, Dan v. Morty is the one where I have no idea what's going to happen. You could say a blowout in either direction. You could say a close win in either direction. No no result, would really surprise me all that much. I think it's going to be a great battle between two great users, and I look forward to commentating it with little Alex. Warren, if you want to stick around, be a third man, you can. If not, then I'll see you hopefully in the chat, and thank you all so much, boys. We had a lot of subscriptions. Wozy and Alex both just subscribing, with Twitch Prime. Obviously, Morty with the 5 gifted subs earlier. We appreciate y'all, and we appreciate the activity in the chat as well. It makes this money grubbing CEO's heart happy to see all this activity. So I appreciate y'all cutting the stream for now,
Yeah.
but we'll be back in a couple minutes for 49ers Bucks.